Yo, what is going on everyone in the crypto space? Thank you for tuning in to the channel today. We got some awesome news today. So first of all, we got further decentralization on the Ripple network. About 2.5 billion XRP was transferred in the last couple hours, and also the SEC chairman Jay Clayton was confronted today with a question about XRP. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. So right now, the unique node list, Ripple only controls 27% of the unique node list. And that is awesome because now about a couple months ago, they controlled about 60%, and then just recently it was about 39%. And now they control only 27%, which means they need a lot of third-party approval on the network to actually pass through amendments in certain decisions, which is awesome. So Ripple is truly actually getting more and more decentralized. And what the unique node list is basically there's a couple layers. The most basic way I can explain how the consensus protocol really works with validators and nodes. There's like one layer which is just like the nodes that just come on the network and they're not validated, they're not trusted as much. And then you have the nodes on the network that are validated and they confirm their identity. And then you have like the top, which is the unique node list, and those are the most trusted validators on the network. And now Ripple only controls 27% of those, so they do need third-party approval from the other validators on the network to push through amendments. And also that means that Ripple right now only controls 7% of all of the nodes operating. Now that sounds more decentralized to me than Bitcoin's nearly 80% of control in China just by 3 companies. So Ripple, it's decentralized, and they're continuing to decentralize the ledger, and I love that. They only control 27% of the unique node list. That is awesome. That means right now they got to get much more approval because when they were controlling majority of the unique node list, they could push through amendments on their own decision. Now they need approval from other people running validators on the unique node list, such as other companies and individuals and institutions. They need their approval to push through these amendments now. So we are now truly decentralized. Next up, we had some massive XRP transactions on the ledger over the last couple hours here. Now, first, before we get into it, when I was streaming the SEC event, or the the CoinDesk consensus event where Jay Clayton was up on the panel for about 30 minutes, people were noticing in the middle during that session that some big transactions were going through, and I saw a lot of people saying, hey, what the heck, there was about 2 billion XRP transferred from peer to peer. Why is the price not going up? I want to let you guys know this right now. Peer-to-peer transactions on the XRP ledger have nothing to do with the market price because it's a peer-to-peer transaction. It is going from one entity directly through another. No order books, no exchanges, no nothing. It's a peer-to-peer transaction on the network itself. Just like if you go onto Craigslist and you purchase something with cash, that in itself does not affect the value of the dollar because it's not going through any market or order book. So again, these big transactions, these are not done through the exchanges. These are a peer-to-peer transaction. So one party initiates a transaction, it gets sent to the other party. That's all it is. So that's why it doesn't affect the price. I saw people getting concerned because it didn't affect the price. My guys, it's a peer-to-peer transaction. Those do not affect prices directly. However, when we do see big transactions like this on the network, that shows us that there's something bigger going on behind the scenes as they need to transfer all of these funds. Because it could be, we can speculate all day what it's about, but what I can guarantee you guys for the most part is that it most likely had to do something with another company that Ripple is working with. That's why we're seeing these big transactions. So that's kind of my guess. It's got something to do with the big company. I know it's very vague, but I don't want to go in depth and narrow down to one speculative guess. That's just kind of my vague guess is what's going on here. It's some other company that's doing something with Ripple, and definitely XRP is involved, which is good. But what we can really guarantee you guys is that when there's big transactions on the network, it's usually a sign of something good, or further developments, or further funding, or an institution purchasing, or going into custody, or gearing up XRP for transfers. No matter what the real reason is, we do know it's for something good, and that's the reason why there's a big transaction on the network. So check this out. Over the last couple hours, we've had a transaction of 1 billion XRP, 750 million XRP, 850 million XRP, and 40 million XRP. That is roughly about 2.5 billion XRP transferred peer-to-peer over the last couple hours. That screams to me that some institution is doing something pretty good with XRP. All good there. last piece of information today. I can't play the clip because of copyright. When I was streaming the consensus event, I did get copyrighted by CoinDesk, so I'm not going to go ahead and play the clip. But if you guys do want to go ahead and actually check out this video, it's no longer on my channel. I actually just took it down, but I haven't refreshed the page yet. But if you go to CoinDesk consensus, you can see an archived play of what actually happened here. Now, what he said was that this guy right here, when he questions Jay Clayton about XRP being a security, what he does is he says, I'm not going to ask you this question directly because I know you guys can't talk about things that's currently under discussion. So it seems like he knows that the SEC is actually under discussion with Ripple about whether to classify XRP as a security or not. And he specifically says, I really don't want to ask you the question because I know you can't talk about it. And he pretty much nods in confirmation that, hey, you know, yeah, this is kind of under discussion and we're not allowed to discuss it. And then Jay Clayton, he responds to the typical SEC no response. Meaning he doesn't answer the question at all. He just kind of gives vague guidelines on how they list securities, and that was it. But if you really watch kind of this, the body movement and the psychology of this conversation, he really just suggests and confirms that, hey, I know you can't talk about things that are currently under discussion. He nods, and then that just kind of had it for me, because Ripple is proactively engaging with regulators. No doubt in my mind. That's why they went and spoke with the White House administration. Although it wasn't clarified what level of the administration they went and discussed with, still the fact that they discussed the White House was insane. And Ripple does have a confirmed set group of people that work there that at any time of the day they actually can get flouted from their country and discuss with regulators and central banks. That's how committed they are to engaging with regulators. And unlike any other cryptocurrency who are so against regulation and institutions, XRP and Ripple are proactively engaging with these regulators. That's what I love about it. And then this kind of little confirmation here that he's saying, like, hey, I know you can't talk about it because it's under discussion. He just kind of goes along with it and gives the typical no response. And that's my confirmation that the Ripple and the SEC, they are working together. Now, on the topic of a security, we're still kind of beating a dead horse here. But again, guys, Ripple did not issue XRP. Us as individuals, we do not give Ripple money and expect return. They only sell it to institutions under certain contracts, and those contracts have nothing to do with return on profit. They're purchasing XRP because they're vested interest in the XRP ecosystem. So XRP is not a security, was not issued by Ripple. We do not give Ripple money to get XRP. We go through third-party exchanges, and we have a peer-to-peer transaction through the order book, and that's how we gain our XRP. Not through Ripple. So it's not a security, kind of beating a dead horse. But really what I say doesn't matter. Eventually, at some point or another, I believe Jay Clayton is going to have to, or the SEC is going to have to make some sort of statement on XRP because everyone's waiting for it. Although Corey Johnson said he doesn't think they're going to make any sort of statement. I don't know. After this consensus event and what he said, it really kind of makes me think they are in discussion and they do plan to make a statement in the future. So again, if you guys do want to go watch this video, go to CoinDesk Consensus website. You can find the archive and you can find this clip right here. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, check links in the description if you want to support the channel. Get yourself Nano S. Keep your cryptocurrency safe. Make sure to turn on post notifications so you never miss a video or a stream. So again, I highly encourage you guys, go watch this video. I can't show it because CoinDesk, they're going to strike this video as soon as it gets uploaded. But I encourage you guys to watch because it is a very fascinating conversation to watch on how he pretty much already knows that he can't talk about it and he just kind of nods in agreement. So very interesting to watch. Make sure, if you don't want to take my word for it, go check out CoinDesk Consensus and find like the 3:20 p.m. EST archive, and that's where you'll find it, or you'll probably see it floating around on Reddit or Twitter somewhere. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.